Hey guys, Demi here and welcome to day 19 of the Learn to Love You challenge. Today's topic is something you feel strongly about. I didn't really get this one. Yeah, I understand what they're saying, but I don't know what they mean by it, by something you feel strongly about. But since it's our own project and our challenge, this is how I interpreted it. Something I feel strongly about is a book series called Divergent. I will explain the story because I know that not everyone has read it or seen it or else, so I will explain it. It's a city, well, their world where they live in, with 5 groups. They are called factions, and the first faction is abnegation. The people who live there are selfless. They are learned that they just have to think about others and not themselves, just always others. The second group is candor. That are the ones who are always honest. The third group is erudite. They value knowledge and well, they kind of know everything. They're always with their heads in books and learning about science and stuff like that. The fourth group is amity. The people who are and live in amity are always kind and they're just always friendly. The fifth and the last group or faction is dauntless. They kind of are the soldiers of the city or the police. They do risky things like jumping off buildings or just climb in towers and they do weird and dangerous stuff. You can choose in what faction you think you belong. If you have made your decision, you cannot go back to your old faction because you are born in your own family, your parents, in the faction that your parents were. But when you turn 16, you can make up your own decision. If you think, well, I was born in candor, but that's not who I am. I choose to go to abnegation, But once that decision has been made, it cannot be changed. There's one other group called divergence that they don't belong in one group, but they can belong in 2, 3, 4, or even all the 5 factions. They cannot be placed in one faction, and they decided that it's very dangerous to the rest of the world or the city because they cannot be controlled. I'm not sure why, but I feel really strongly about this story because it's kind of what this world, our world, has made into. You place people in other factions. Actually, you say, oh well, that's a skater, that's a emo, geeks. It's kind of the same, and I think that a human being cannot just be placed in one. Everyone has got good sides and less good sides, and I think that the perfect person belongs in everyone because you are kind, you are selfless, you're willing to take risks, you are always honest, and you know almost everything. But I think that it's not possible to belong in every faction. Each day I tell myself, okay, try to focus on this today. If I want to be a little more kind to people, I choose to be more amity that day, and it really makes me feel a bit more powerful because I can stick to something, and during the day I can kind of focus on that, and of course I can change my mind in that, and I cannot do it perfectly and it doesn't have to, but it really inspires me to kind of live that way not that I belong in one thing, but just try to train yourself to use different features and yeah, experiment with that. So that's what I feel very strongly about that story, about that book. Yeah, that was my video today. Quite long, I'm sorry, but I'm not very good at explaining, and if I explain, it's automatically very long. So yeah, that was my video. I'm very curious what Kiki decided to do with this video, and she's up next, so keep watching.
I feel really strongly about equality, and basically between men and women and other genders. People whose mental health are like not that good and people whose are. So like there's still a stigma around having mental issues. Also about different races, different income, people with different incomes and that stuff, like basically everything. I feel really strongly about that it isn't equal at all, and I think personally it should be, because we're living in 2015, so yeah, like where is our equality? It doesn't make sense. Like, this isn't the 18th century and stuff. And I think it's time for some equality for everyone. Like, no one is better than another person. Like, sure, you may have accomplished more, or you may earn more money, but that doesn't make you a better person at all. It's just makes you a good person is the way you treat others, not what you do for a living, what you make, what the color of your skin is, what your sexuality is. That doesn't matter. Treat others right, and you're a good person. And I rarely see that equality, and I feel really, really strongly about it, as you may notice. And I could go on like forever, but this is basically what I want to say. This is what I feel strongly about. And we hope you like this day. And see you tomorrow. Bye.